Oh.
Good morning, foodies. Welcome to the Gourmet Plate.
Today we are at Pudu, which is right at the heart of Kuala Lumpur. And today we're going to introduce you to what I will call a subculture cuisine in Kuala Lumpur, which is called Teochew porridge, or we call it Teochew Muay. And we are going to have it at this place called Restaurant Teochew Lao Er, which has been around for more than 40 years. Let's go! Hey guys, so we're now seated in the restaurant. A quick look around, again a very simple design. Nothing much was added. Very clean, very tidy, and it's relatively quiet now because we came right as they opened. It's now about slightly over 11 and they open at 11. So we are hoping that we could get maybe hopefully at least half of the video out of the way without that much noise, because I think the lunch crowd is coming. Okay guys, before we start ordering, let us give a very quick introduction of Teochew porridge. It's basically plain congee that is eaten with an array of dishes, and it's generally eaten by the Teochew on a regular basis. I used to eat it very often at my maternal grandmother's side because my mother is Teochew. So trust me guys, I know a little bit about Teochew porridge. Alright, let's very quickly dive in and start ordering the dishes now. Okay, over here you can see they are all their signature dishes that they recommend. We're going to order a few from here and then we're going to order some of my favorites. This is a must order. Basically, this is the main essence of Teochew porridge. It's a braised dish. Over here, you've got all the ingredients, so you get to try all of them. So I recommend if it's your first visit, try this out and then see what you like, and then you can order them separately later on. This is what I really like from this place. It's a braised halibut. It's sort of a savory, slightly sour tasting fish. It's deep fried, very, very fragrant. Let's order this as well. This is an omelette. It's basically salted turnip omelette, or I think most people would just call it preserved radish omelette. These are the very simple side dishes that I absolutely love. We're definitely gonna get one of this, which is braised peanuts. We're gonna get some pickled lettuce. We're gonna get some pickled vegetables and salted egg as well. So that's it guys, we're gonna place our orders now. See you after the montage. Okay guys, so our food is here. Again, it seems like we might have ordered a little bit too much, but again, we can definitely finish. Have faith with these. So what we got here are 2 congee with multiple dishes. What I got is the 5-grain congee, which is 五谷粥.
And what I got here is our sweet potato congee, 番薯粥.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, I gotta say, this 5-grain congee is very rare, right? Well, I've not seen it elsewhere, only here so far in Kuala Lumpur. And for Quest One, it's more common lah. Generally, you get it either plain or with sweet potato or sometimes with pumpkin. Yeah. So let us quickly try our respective congee first without anything. I want to see how it tastes like. Very individually green and it has bite texture. And there's this glutinous rice flavor and the texture is very good with that wateriness.
For my congee, it's our plain congee with the sweet potato pieces. It gives mild sweet potato fragrance to the congee.
I think that's the right way to do it because the main flavor should come from the dishes and not from the congee itself. So let us start with the main thing, which is the braised platter. The braised platter dish is the essence to every Teochew porridge because this is the dish that gives the most flavor and gives the character to what we call Teochew Muay. So let us quickly try out the sauce of the braised dish first. Super salty. I think the first thing is super salty.
Savory.
It's got a very nice braised flavor.
And the sauce consistency is nice.
Yeah, it's not too thick but not too watery. Very salty, but I think it's fine because it's supposed to go with your congee. The congee will tone down on the saltiness. I think this is the best braised sauce that I've had in KL.
So far, yeah.
Yeah, so far it is the best in KL. With the braised sauce being so tasty, I can't wait to try the rest of the stuff on this dish. But first of all, a very quick introduction to what we have on this plate. Over here, these are the braised fatty pork. Look at the fattiness over there. This is braised duck, which we call long up, lu ya. And this over here are pork intestines that are braised egg, and here, beautifully braised tofu. And of course, 2 slices of cucumber. Let us try this first. Oh. This is proper. This is very proper. You know, sometimes when you get fatty pork, the fat is like super soft and very icky. That kind. This is more jelly-like. It has bite texture to the fattiness. And as you eat the pork has absorbed all that braised flavor. And the fattiness, I don't know if you can smell it. I can still smell it in my mouth. That oil fragrance. Oh. This is a very well done braised pork. My God, you don't feel the gelatinous at all. Meat is not the most tender, but the fattiness makes up for it. Very nice, very enjoyable piece of meat.
Let's try the duck.
Flavor is very good.
Yeah, it's so flavorful.
All that braised flavor. Because braising means you throw in a lot of like Chinese herbs and spices. Oh, this is really good. Duck meat is so tender. And I think because they gave us the thigh part, right? So it's got a very nice umami-ness that you normally don't get from like places like the breast. It's got an oily fragrance to it. Extremely flavorful. I would say even like rich in flavor. Chase it down with a little bit of that porridge. The light-based congee, it balances out the saltiness so much. This is really the way to eat Teochew Mui. My God. Let's move on to something else first. I want to try the fish first because the fish has been sitting here for a while now. And I think it is deep fried. And then after that it is stewed because you can tell that it is fried very nicely. Okay, we have transported the halibut onto a separate plate. Let us break it open and share this piece. Oh, look at that white flesh. Alright, let's each grab a piece.
The fish has a very nice oily fragrance, salty, sour, and there's a little bit of sweetness from the fish.
And the meat of the fish is moderately tender, I would say. Because generally this type of fish, they are more grainy and tougher. But this is not tough. Very flavorful, and with that sourness, I think it gives that much needed excitement to an otherwise more muted flavor cuisine. I love that sourness.
It whets your appetite.
Fantastic pairing with the braised dish. Let me try the tofu. Fresh. Soybean flavor is strong, and the braised sauce, the tofu has just eaten up all the braised sauce. So it's salty and there's this sweetness. Because this is quite a salty dish, like very salty. Sometimes when you eat something very salty, it creates this taste of sourness like acidity due to the saltiness. It gives you this on the bean curd, and it's a very nice flavor tone.
Yeah, and the texture of the bean curd is very nice.
It's got bite to it. It's not the super smooth, soft type.
I think this is the traditional tofu.
Yeah, traditional bean curd. Yes, absolutely. Wow. I love this braised dish. It's not easy to find this level nowadays. Yeah. Okay, let's try a bit of the intestine. Oh, this one is clean. The flavor is so clean.
Yeah.
Do you know why intestine tastes very bitter sometimes? It's because they didn't clean it properly. When you clean it properly, there is a mild intestine's bitterness natural flavor. It's different from the very bitter intestine that you're trying.
There's a nice bitterness.
Yes, and you eat intestines mainly for the texture. It's got this little bit of rubberiness along with tenderness.
A little bit chew.
Yeah, a bit chewy, a bit QQ, and it absorbs again all that braised sauce. The braised sauce is the most important. It will flavor your porridge, it will flavor everything. If the braised sauce is not good, the meal is not going to be very enjoyable. And this is quite good. Even the egg looks like it has been well braised. Absolutely. The surface of the egg has that braised flavor. A lot of times when people do braised dishes, the eggs are flavorless. This is properly done. And the yolk within is still tender. When you braise things, the eggs tend to get hard. But this egg is still very tender. My God. Well done. With two of the main dishes done, let us move on to the smaller side dishes, which are the braised peanuts, the salted vegetables, and the salted egg. Now, we ordered a salted egg and we also ordered this we call the cai pu dan, which is a preserved radish egg. Actually, if you order cai pu dan, you don't have to order salted egg, but we'll order this because this is a very traditional dish and we just wanted to show it to you guys. Shall we go clockwise?
Yeah.
Let's start with the peanuts. Super nutty, tender, a little bit crunchy, well braised. Saltiness is very apparent, and there's a sweetness. My God, very nice. What about this? Hear the crunch? Well preserved. This is called, I think it's English is called selters, is it? It's Chinese lettuce, not the common lettuce you find at the supermarket. It's got a nice sweetness. Super crunchy, super juicy. The moment you bite in, the preserved juice spurts out. Really good. My God. Such a simple dish. Such flavor. Okay, next up. This is a slightly different one. It's a salted vegetable, which is xian cai.
Oops.
Oh, yeah. My God, guys, they added a piece of pork lard there. I think it's to impart some flavor. I mean, it's soggy lah, this one. Okay, let's try it. Let's see this. Hey! Oh, this is different. It's not the typical salted vegetable.
This sauteed have layer.
Yeah, it's very savory. It's got an oily fragrance, like a pork oil fragrance, that makes this dish way more than what a salted vegetable is about. Wow. Alright, salted egg. It's basically duck egg, right? They salt it and they keep it over, I think, a few days. So what it creates is this intense saltiness along with that little bit of that eggy flavor, and it goes well with your porridge. You just need a little bit of it because it's super salty and super potent. A little bit of that with your porridge, and that's it. The extreme saltiness. That yolk has a nice yolky saltiness, that umami. It's a very simple flavor. I would say it's sort of like an acquired taste. You might not like it, but I would recommend that you try.
Yeah.
We have frequented Lao for quite a while, but we've been here for more than half a year, right, I think. But now we are back. I'm glad that they still maintain the quality and everything because they are now being run by the third generation. And I got my information wrong. It's not more than 40 years. This is their 37th year. So still very long-standing restaurant. Okay, we're gonna move to the last thing now, which is the cai pu dan, pickled radish omelette. Here you go. And mine.
Egginess, oil fragrance.
And it's moist inside. A little bit runny in the middle. Very thinly fried. Savory, salty. But surprisingly, the pickled radish is not that strong in flavor. Normally, pickled radish will be like salty with sweetness and it's crunchy. You can still taste the crunchiness, but not much of a sweetness. Probably not the best I've had, but still very decently done, very high quality. So guys, I guess that is it. I hope we didn't miss out anything. We're gonna mop this up and we'll see you in a bit for plating time. Stay tuned. There are some additional stuff that we might eat, so don't go away first. Hey guys, so we are now at Pavilion and we're going to try out this coffee place. It's recently opened. Apparently it's quite popular. I think it's something like Percentage Arabica. And the queue is really long, even though today is a weekday. And quite is already queuing. Let me just show you the queue, guys. See that over there? It's pretty crazy, ain't it? So here we are. Is in the queue. I think there are limited sittings available, so we are probably gonna just take out and we'll do plating time, probably standing out here. Yeah. Plating time! So, restaurant Teochew Lao very comforting Teochew porridge meal, very well executed flavors. Fantastic flavor layering, very good texture layering. To boil it down, the key point lies in the freshness of the ingredients. Very good quality ingredients. And that braised sauce, as I mentioned, is the essence to all Teochew porridge. And they have done theirs very well. Lao seems to have this effort that they put in to elevate the flavors of seemingly very simple dishes to give them an additional edge over the other competitors in Teochew porridge. This is not a mind-blowing type of cuisine. It is more cultural, but done in a very good way. Very enjoyable, very comforting, very hearty meal. And with that being said, restaurant Teochew Lao scores an OK on the gourmet plate, which means that is some good quality cooking. Definitely worth a try. I think they are definitely up there together with all the better Singapore Teochew porridge spots. And so far they are the best that we have tasted in Klang Valley. I strongly recommend you guys to come and try if you're on tour in Malaysia. Amazing subculture cuisine. Very nice. And as you already know, we finally got our coffee from Percentage Arabica. And I mean the flavor is decent lah. But for this queue, probably we'll wait for the queue to die down a bit more. And the price is premium price. I'm not a coffee enthusiast first of all. Let me qualify this. But to me, it's okay lah.
It's decent coffee.
Yeah, decent I guess. So that concludes our food adventure for the week for Teochew Lao, as well as a very quick review of Percentage Arabica coffee. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. Till we eat again next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.